England underway in the second quarter. 9-all. And Pam Cookie, I don't think there are any changes from either side.
No, not that I can see. Sticking with the starting 7 to allow them to work it through. There's a lovely cut back there from Nat Metcalf. Drew Heffernan one way, flipped round for the top of the circle.
So, Anna, what do you think you might be liking to see in terms of, well, possible changes for New Zealand?
I think defensively, Jen, they've had a lot of ball. I think certainly they've started better than the attack end. As I just say that, Karaka throws it into Karamboga's face. So maybe a change at the back for the Ferns. I'd like to see perhaps Ekanasio go back into the goal chute. We've got options of bringing Tapia Selby-Rickett on. Haven't seen her for a while, though. So plenty of options, but let's see how they go this quarter.
And Pam, what about you for England?
For England, I'm liking the starting 7. I think for both teams, that first quarter was laboured, but just figuring it out, just finding their way through. And now they can push on in the second quarter, I believe. But you've got those impact players from the bench, which we've seen injected by Jess Thirlby, Afumi Fadoju, Fran Williams, Gerald Clark, pretty much the whole bench, Chelsea Pittman.
And that's what Thirlby mentioned, isn't it, in that opening interview. They've got 12 players, they're all good enough.
Okay, I've got the coach with me now of the Silver Ferns. Knowles, thanks for your time. Well, that first quarter, it was one that ebbed and flowed. Were you happy with the start?
Yeah, definitely. I think we got pinged quite a bit in our defence end on obstruction. Be good to tidy that up a wee bit. And definitely it did ebb and flow. I think we're just getting on the back foot a wee bit here. Oh, hallelujah. God is on our side. So we'll take this, see if we can take it through the court.
You talk a lot in the breaks about the attack end needing to pause. How important will that be heading into the next 3 quarters?
Yeah, very much so. I think what we did was we definitely tried to put those balls in, those big balls, and sorry, I can't
know,
talk.
it's hard.
So, you know, we're getting ball off our defence is what we see. So we'll see what next that brings.
And changes, will we see some?
Oh, yeah, probably have to happen, hopefully not soon. But, you know, we're still in the fight, so really happy.
Yep, go well, Knowles, thanks.
Thanks, mate.
Well, that was a fascinating interview as much as anything for what went on during the interview. Love Nolene.
It's always hard to chat when you're sitting there watching your team.
And you get a call your way, and then you
don't.
A poor pass at the other end of the court. But that's what live netball's all about. And I was just going to say, the shooting accuracy of England was really, it was the difference in that game against Australia, wasn't it? They were fantastic, Housby and Cardwell.
Yeah, and so far this game, they're sitting on 78%. This is very uncharacteristic of them. But maybe it's that height in there from Jury, all 6'5" of her, and that pressure from Karaka that's really getting into their minds.
Long way to go yet. 11-10. And Mentor, and look at Mentor, menacing. I've got to say, it will be very strange seeing an England team next year with no Mentor in the lineup.
Yeah, she's announced her international retirement. Such a legend of the game and a servant to England Roses. And you just see them now, this pressure defence upped from New Zealand. England just having to be patient, having to use those angles, those give and goes.
Yeah, they're going 2 back on Cardwell, you can see there, Karaka and Jury. And then picking Housby up when she loves to roll that entry at the top. Rhea miss from Cardwell.
You just get the feeling that Jury just might be getting in the head a little bit of Elle Cardwell. I mean, they're uncharacteristic misses, as Annie said. And I think everyone's a little bit in the head of everyone else actually on court at the moment.
Well, it's semi-finals, isn't it? This is do or die.
Finding obstruction, goal attack.
Oh, and there again, that mistake from Ekanasio. And, you know, it has to be as a result of pressure.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. And I keep talking about it, the unit defence of the Roses. They come up so high, they start it so early so that it builds and builds and builds, and then it forces those mistakes.
Yeah, the English defence are doing a great job keeping the Silver Ferns attack down one side of the court. Silver Ferns attack in, they need to use the whole court, use the space so that they can move into it.
And that's more like it from Cardwell.
And a chance now as England centre pass. As you know, the centre passes rotate, alternate after each shot. So can they back it up? And you just see that draw from Metcalf, pulled 2 Silver Ferns. Just got to keep moving.
Good pressure from Heffernan around the outside of the circle. So, boy, they had to work hard for that one, the Roses, but got it in for Housby. 6 from 7.
Just with that patient play, using the top of the circle. Imogen Allison just hanging wide, but then when needed, pops to the circle edge.
Almost such a casual-looking pass from Heffernan. He's caught a glimpse of the English assistant coaches, familiar faces, Sonia McCloma, and of course the technical coach, New Zealand's Liana Leota.
Now England's Liana Leota.
Well, for now, England's Liana Leota. That's Maddie Gordon, perhaps waiting for her turn to go on court. Yes, Leota, she's played in England for a long time, made her home in England. Former Silver Fern, of course.
I think she's had most of her children in England too, so little English kiddies.
Nicely done.
Rebound.
Look at that there, Heffernan just running right over top of Wilson. I think that's just a real example of, again, just the disconnect down this attack end for the Ferns. Boy, Ekanasio is having to work hard. Guskoff is on her like glue.
That was a better hold there for Maya Wilson. She just waited till that ball was over the top of her head before she moved to get it.
England.
So Layla Guskoff could not use her strength.
Here's the South African team. They've come in to watch. I think they will be playing off for 5th and 6th. And if I'm not mistaken, it's against Uganda.
Correct. But just as we saw with New Zealand, England delaying coming through, but then the pop open of Cardwell. Those short shots are getting through, but we know she's there on those rebounds.
Well, you look at the attempts at goal. England so far have had 21 attempts to the Silver Ferns, 13. So it just goes to show you how much the Ferns are struggling getting that ball down. And perhaps the shooting end of the Roses not as sharp as we're used to seeing.
Yeah, still sitting in that 72%, Anna.
Contact on the landing. Just one step back. Both players, one step back.
I love that. Just one step back, both players. I don't think
You just
any
do a
player
shot.
wants to take a step back. Little smile on the face of Nolene Taurua. 16-14, just over 6 minutes remaining in the first half.
Oh, you could see that one coming, but so lucky for the Roses. It falls in the hands of Imogen Allison, but there was no one punching through. Everyone was just drifting back into space. And you see there 2 Kiwi defenders able to come for that ball.
Well, she's caught off balance, wasn't she?
Wilson needs to turn fully and sight Ekanasio on the baseline. At times when the pressure comes on, she resets too much.
England.
No, this is tense. Oh, that's a nice pick up from the New Zealand defenders. Bit of a combined effort.
And a rush of the blood to the head there.
Contact, wing attack. Varnage obstruction, wing attack. Varnage obstruction, wing defence.
And Wilson and Guskoff, as you say, just having an absolute dance of it down there.
And again, look at this attack end for the Ferns. All down one side of the court. Great defensive pressure from the Roses.
Great tip from Guskoff.
And then this is where you need those sharp drives. Someone really pulling the defence away from your teammates to create that space.
Well, Imogen Allison already very effective down this attack end for the Roses, putting in quite a few feeds ahead of other players like Metcalf and Housby.
18 to Imogen Allison's name, just 7 to Nat Metcalf.
Well, there was quite a time between goals there. That was that lovely tip from Guskoff.
She's had a couple of those, hasn't she, already?
Yeah, makes herself so big in that space that you just can't see where the space is.
That lovely high shot of Ekanasio. At times you hold your breath, you wonder if it's going to go in.
She's been that saving grace in there, 7 from 7. She's keeping New Zealand in it.
18-16. Less than 4 minutes in the second quarter.
That's a nice swing just to open it up. And another one again.
Yeah, and good work from the middies. They're just waiting until the gap's open. Cardwell, she's strong under the hoop. Showing good patience, the Roses.
That's a great sign, isn't it, for England? It's you, it's now.
Goalkeeper contact, head.
Well, surely they're not. No, well, we won't go
Varnage
there. There's been
obstruction centre.
not a lot of contact called in this game, although there's another one from Mentor.
Beside the goal shooter.
I think Josh Bowring not liking her coming from behind to try and get those tips.
Well, not when she's hitting the player, no.
Obviously.
She's the most penalised Mentor, but only at 8. You look at the other side of the coin. Karaka for the Ferns sitting on 12. She's the most expensive for the Silver Ferns.
There's been a lot of focus on contact by the umpires here in all the games.
And I think it's good for the game because it takes out that kind of constant stoppages, the dangerous side of play as the momentum builds.
Oh, Karaka. Well, you've got to have a dabble. She went for it but didn't get it, so it's possession Metcalf.
I think that was more than a dabble, Annie. It was a grabble.
Grabble dabble.
Yeah, possession fully Nat Metcalf's.
Contact, goal defence. Goal defence come beside.
I thought Guskoff was trying to hide in her dress, but no, just a bit of a wipe of the face.
England.
So, a minute and a half remaining. 2018, still the 2-goal lead to England.
England had that chance earlier on just to spread that lead a little bit wider. But keep their noses in front. And there's that release from Cardwell. Punching up the middle.
Just look how many passes these Roses girls are having to pass around before they get it in. It's certainly all about ball retention, but great defensive pressure from the Ferns. They grinded it out and got the win.
They did, and you can just see England Roses, though, just all coming in on top of each other. Imogen Allison is in the same place as Helen Housby, and that just plays into the hands of the Silver Ferns defence because you've just got a smaller space to mark.
I think for New Zealand now, though, is they have to make it count. Too often, is a strong challenge from Malcolm.
Oh, much better phase of play. Just letting that ball go on the
Contact
first.
advantage. New Zealand.
So 2019, 19 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time here for New Zealand.
Contact goal defence.
Smart play from Heffernan. She knew there was only a few seconds to go.
Obstruction.
Well, this is thrilling.